Today, we're talking about something called mental engineering, the art of thought filtration. Now, what if I told you that you could literally engineer your own mind? We're going to dive into this powerful idea, a really practical way to finally take control of your thoughts.
You know, it's kind of funny when you think about it. We go to the gym, we try to eat right, we're always fixing our bodies when they feel broken. But when was the last time you ever stopped to fix your system of thinking? We just let our minds run wild, don't we? So let's explore what actually happens when you start applying that same engineering mindset to your own brain. Okay, so to really get why this is so crucial, let's start with the problem itself, this tangled web of thoughts we all get caught in. We're going to look at it through the eyes of someone who, well, might feel a little familiar.
So let's talk about Seth Karodimal. His mind is basically a browser with like 50 tabs open all at once. You know that feeling, right? That's his brain 24/7. Each one of those tabs is what we'd call an open loop, a worry about what's coming next, a regret about something that's already happened, some nagging fear that just won't go away. I mean, does that sound familiar to anyone? His mental machine is running, for sure, but man, it is slow, it's noisy, and it feels like it's just about to crash.
And having all those tabs open, it has some pretty serious consequences. First off, there's just constant mental fatigue. I mean, his brain is burning so much energy on these totally useless thought loops. Then, his ability to make a good decision, it just plummets. And in the end, he just feels trapped by all that noise inside his own head.
All right, so that's the problem. It's a mess. But what's the solution? This is where we get to the good stuff, the thought filtration system. Let's meet someone who has a completely different way of doing things.
This is Master Dinanath. And unlike Seth, his mind is, well, it's calm, it's focused, it's incredibly efficient. And look, this isn't some kind of superpower he was born with. It's a system. He just gets that you can't be in control if you let every random thought wander into your head and set up camp. He is the master of his mind, not its slave. And it's all because he has a process for filtering his thoughts.
And here's his system. It's actually pretty simple, just 4 steps. Step 1, you treat every single thought that pops into your head as an input, just data. Step 2, you analyze it. Ask yourself, what's the purpose of this thought? Is it valuable? Like, is worrying about that mistake I made last week actually helping me right now? Step 3, if the answer is no, you delete it. You consciously decide not to give it any more of your energy. And finally, step 4, you focus only on what's left, the stuff that actually serves your mission.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great in theory, but does it really work? Well, yeah, it does. And there's some incredible science that explains exactly how your brain adapts and why this whole filtration thing is so powerful. It all comes down to this amazing concept called neuroplasticity. Basically, your brain has the ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections all throughout your life. Think of your brain less like a fixed computer chip and more like a dense forest. Every thought you have is like walking down a path in that forest. The more you walk down the same path, the more you repeat a thought, the wider and clearer that path becomes. Eventually, it becomes the default trail your brain just automatically takes.
So what does this mean? It means we have a choice in building our brain's pathways. Every time you let yourself get stuck in a loop of worry, you are literally paving a superhighway for anxiety. You're making it easier and easier to feel anxious next time. But when you practice filtering out that noise and you choose to focus instead, you're building a different highway, a highway that leads to concentration and clarity. You are, quite literally, engineering the physical structure of your own brain.
So, how do we wrap all this up? How can we take this big idea and make it something simple and powerful to remember? Well, it all comes down to one final analogy, and this one is my favorite: your mind as a garden. Just think about this quote for a second. Your mind is a garden, not a dustbin. I mean, what's a dustbin? It's where you just toss any old garbage without a second thought, right? But a garden is different. It requires work. It requires intentional cultivation. You have to actively go in and pull the weeds, all those useless negative thoughts, so that the flowers, the productive, positive ideas actually have room to grow and flourish.
So this all boils down to one simple, powerful rule you can use as your own thought filter. From now on, before you let a thought take up your time and energy, just ask yourself one question. Does this thought help my goal? Does it help me move forward? If the answer is no, then you just don't give it space. Simple as that.
And that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you. What is one thought, one weed that you're going to choose to remove from your garden today? What are you going to get rid of starting right now?